If someone told you that just 1 gram a day of a slippery, fishy substance could help you live longer, you might assume they were trying to sell you snake oil, or possibly a very expensive sushi subscription. But in the realm of longevity science, omega-3 fatty acids are increasingly living up to the hype. These marine source lipids may not come with glittering labels or futuristic packaging, but under the microscope, they're quietly revolutionizing how we think about aging, from calming inflammation to protecting telomeres to fine-tuning our gene expression like little molecular DJs. Let's start with the basics. Omega-3 fatty acids, specifically EPA, eicosapentaenoic acid, and DHA, docosahexaenoic acid, are polyunsaturated fats found in oily fish like salmon, sardines, and mackerel. You can also find them in high-quality supplements that sometimes smell like regret, but work like magic. These fatty acids are essential, meaning our bodies can't make them from scratch. We need to get them from our diet. And when we do, they don't just hang out in fat stores. They get embedded into cell membranes, acting like smart insulation, flexible, responsive, and capable of modulating the very activity of our cells. One of the biggest ways omega-3s earn their longevity stripes is by tackling inflammation, the not-so-silent saboteur of healthy aging. Chronic, low-grade inflammation, sometimes called inflammaging, is linked to nearly every major disease of aging, from heart disease and diabetes to Alzheimer's and cancer. Omega-3s counter this by being precursors to specialized pro-resolving mediators, SPMs, like resolvins and protectins, which don't just reduce inflammation, but actively help the body resolve it. It's the biological equivalent of not just putting out a fire, but cleaning up the mess afterward and leaving behind a thank you note. But omega-3s don't stop there. They also get involved in one of the hottest debates in aging biology, telomere maintenance. Telomeres are the protective caps at the ends of chromosomes, sort of like the plastic tips on shoelaces, and they get shorter every time a cell divides. When they get too short, the cell stops functioning properly or enters senescence, biological purgatory. Several studies have found that people with higher blood levels of omega-3s tend to have longer telomeres or slower telomere shortening over time. While this doesn't mean omega-3s are the fountain of youth in a soft gel, it does suggest they're quietly preserving your genomic shoelaces while you're busy worrying about your cholesterol. Then there's the genetic angle. Omega-3s have been shown to influence the expression of hundreds of genes involved in inflammation, cell stress responses, lipid metabolism, and even mitochondrial function. Through interactions with nuclear receptors like PARs, peroxisome proliferator activated receptors, they can dial certain genes up or down, like adjusting the bass and treble on your cellular soundtrack. This epigenetic influence means omega-3s aren't just nutrients, they're information. They're sending chemical messages to your DNA saying, hey, let's turn down the inflammatory drama and turn up the repair and recovery. What makes all this even more impressive is that these effects often happen at doses as low as 1 gram per day, the amount found in a couple servings of fatty fish or a single high-quality supplement. For something so humble, it's astonishingly potent. Clinical trials have linked omega-3 supplementation to reductions in cardiovascular risk, improvements in cognitive function, lower rates of depression, and even better outcomes in age-related muscle loss, sarcopenia. It's like a nutritional Swiss Army knife, versatile, reliable, and weirdly underrated. The real fun for scientists and communicators lies in unpacking why omega-3s are so multifunctional. Is their power primarily rooted in membrane fluidity? Are we underestimating the role of SPMs in immune training? Could they help reprogram aging cells into healthier states via lipid signaling? And how do they interact with other age-related interventions like fasting, exercise, or senolytic drugs? Of course, we're still in the early days of understanding how to best deploy omega-3s for optimal aging. What's the ideal balance of EPA to DHA? Should we be tailoring doses based on genetics, baseline inflammation levels, or even microbiome profiles? Can we create plant-based versions that match the efficacy of marine sources without compromising sustainability? Still, the big picture is clear. Omega-3s aren't just another trendy supplement. They're a cornerstone of healthy aging that punches far above their molecular weight. Whether you get them from fish, flaxseed oil, or algae-based capsules, they're working quietly behind the scenes to keep your cells cool, your genes in tune, and your telomeres intact. So the next time you swallow that omega-3 soft gel, give it a silent thank you. It might not taste like much, but it's doing more for your longevity than half the gadgets in your wellness drawer.